We are professional monkeys. Well, that was our man Michael Levitt, ace photographer of all things. How was your day, Sebastien Bourdais? I guess if we kind of turn the timesheet upside down, you're freaking fast.
If you start from the back, yeah.
Okay. Obviously, some work to do, challenges. What was or wasn't your car doing that you needed it to do?
Yeah, just really not in tune with it. Kind of a strange track, really. Never been there before, but yeah, I mean, not a big fan. Not a big fan.
How so? Because there are some who say they love it to death, and others who say meh.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the meh side because like I can't really get the car to do what I want it to do. So it's always the same, right? I mean, when you're not in the groove and you don't feel in sync with the car, it's always difficult. And yeah, those very low speed corners that really are kind of endless. Just can get the car to turn, can really put power down properly, and yeah, so it's just not fun when you wait after the front of the car, you know, a lot, and can't seem to find front grip, just make the real worst. So yeah, it's been a challenging day for the Master car, but you know, just learning, first day, first time here, so we'll figure it out. Santino is quite happy, but he's sideways everywhere, so you know, I guess just two different techniques. But yeah, I've never really been good at that, so not very surprising that he's quick and I'm not right now. So
driving style wise, I mean, that's one of the things that folks obviously talk about. Hey, if your teammate was quick, can't you just bolt his setup on your car? Two of you don't necessarily make speed the same way.
No, we don't, but I think it's still it's a kind of weird characteristic of the setup of the track. Like, it seems like you just need to drive awful loose, and it looks really bad on steering trace, but at the end of the day it seems to produce lap time. We threw his setup on the car at the very end, and we were going to do an 8.2, I think, before the red flag came out, and I made a mistake. I was going to finish the lap just to finish the lap, but I made a mistake, like with the sun reflecting, like I completely didn't see the last apex before the timeline, and almost ended up doing a 360 in the marbles, so that wasn't very good.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Good footage, just not good lap time.
No, that's not very fast in the marbles, but yeah, I mean, so at least it, you know, it kind of tells you the story that you do need to free the car up to make lap time, but yeah, never really a big fan of that. And then that makes on a pretty nasty race car too, because it's kind of a one lap wonder, but not really great. So I guess we'll find out tomorrow if we find something better.
So you might be the wrong person to ask this, but at least speaking with some other drivers who were happier with their cars, not saying all the way happy, heard some pretty positive comments about, we think this is going to race well. We think this track might put on a pretty good race.
No, don't get me wrong.
Did you get a feeling for that?
Don't get me wrong. Like, it's a personal thing that I've never been a big fan of, you know, those very wide or changing width tracks with like non-consistent radiuses and like very sharp, pointy apexes and stuff like that. But that's just me, you know, just kind of like liking Road America, Mid-Ohio, and places like that look a lot more natural to the eye. But I think it's going to put on a great show. I mean, you know, the mechanical grip is kind of low, so it might be a bit of a challenge to. We got Kevin Blanche making a technical inspection.
We're gonna find you.
Cheeseburger
and broccoli. Oh, jeez. I need more broccoli. You're fine, by the way. But in terms,
why do we keep being bombed like that all the time? Do they like or hate us?
Well, see, they respect you. No one respects me, and rightfully so. People give me a hard time. I give them a hard time. I give you a hard time, but you're dumb enough and keep coming back. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Appreciate that.
That's okay.
Dumb French.
No,
That's
no,
great.
I didn't
it's okay. Noted. Check.
The French part.
Check. I'll remember that one.
All right, little insight here into your sensitivities. I got it.
Yeah, I think it's slow grip, and it might wear out those Firestone tires pretty quickly, but. I think our cars just tend to race pretty well because everybody's performance is very close. So if you have a guy that qualifies out of position or something that happens, you know, between the push to pass and the fact the cars can follow each other pretty well, and the configuration of the track with quite long straights, quite a bit of drafting going on, I think there'll be plenty of passing, you know, dive bombs going in the corners and bonsais, and it will be an entertaining race to watch for sure.
How about tire degradation management? And again, I know I'm asking a question after one day of practice, but it seems like with these long radius turns, you know, you can try and get the car to rotate by feeding more and more wheel, but you're just destroying those front tires for the long term. Do you think this track, again, we come back race weekend, might be one where you're having to be very smart with how you use your resources instead of just attack and don't think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you will have to manage your tire capital kind of thing. Always tough to know what the alternate tire is going to feel like as well. Sometimes it's just plain straight more grip and it just stays. Because sometimes by sliding the car so much, you really hurt the tires. So, you know, a bit more grip could be more consistent as well. So I guess we'll find out. But it's going to be an adventure. It's going to be a good show, and I think people are going to like it.
So Colton Herta was fastest in both sessions. Great for him, great for that team. They need all the positive headlines they can. So nothing, you know, nothing but good stuff there. That's a big number though, Seb. How many tracks do we go to in the dry where a driver is more than a few tenths faster than the others? And he did confirm he went through all 20 corners when I spoke with him. He didn't make it a 15-corner lap. Any thoughts on that? I mean, that's such an outlier.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen that before. So either he's Superman or something happened. But
well,
you know,
super Herta. I mean,
I honestly, I don't know. I like you. I just looked at the lap times
awesome.
and I'm like, okay, well.
So let's close on lap times now that we have a full running in the day in the books. What, Lewis Hamilton's pole, F1 pole here was a 134. What did Colton do? A 146 and change, I think. You know, of course, there are going to be the detractors who say whatever negatives about IndyCar. What are your thoughts? I mean, at least watching the footage, 146, 140, whatever, still looks and I think feels pretty darn fast.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the first sector, I think the cars look pretty amazing. I mean, and then in those very, very slow hairpins, I think nothing looks spectacular anyways, whether it's an F1 or something else. Yeah, I think visually the cars look really good, and you know, at the end of the day, yeah, there's 12 seconds, but they also have a DRS when they have a full load of fuel, which bring them a lot closer to our weight, because you know, weight on a track like this,
sure,
it's gonna be 5, maybe 6 tenths per 10 kilos. So you know, you do the math between an F1 that's, you know, using all of the technologies that they can and have at their disposal compared to a spec car that's gotten beefier and beefier and heavier, yes, to try and sustain hits at, you know, high speeds and ovals.
Full hamburger spec for sure.
Yeah, well, full Bourdais spec too. I mean, I contributed to make the car heavier with the side structure, try and prevent pelvis injuries. So yeah, I mean, I think ultimately it's gonna be a lot closer, you know, when you compare what you can compare. Because when they activate the DRS in qualifying, I'm sorry, that's just completely artificial. It's just like, you know, us dropping the rear wing and you know, throwing a bunch of boost in the car and whatnot. So I think their race pace was like a 42 at the beginning on
like
full
that.
tanks, 42 to a 46. Okay, you know, it's 4 seconds. So it all depends. You can have the numbers tell you whatever story you want, but at the end of the day, you know, weight is paramount in racing, and that's the biggest difference between an IndyCar and an F1. Mind you, now with the hybrid, they make 1,000 horsepower for a little burst, so you know, we make 700 some. You know, there's no point comparing an F1 and an IndyCar. I think if you come and see an IndyCar race, you're going to see a great show, a lot of passing, very close racing with a grid that's going to be, you know, from first to last around the second difference.
And another thing you're going to see, which I'm watching over here, is families, a father with his 2 sons just walking through the Ganassi garage, taking photos. I tweeted out a few photos earlier today. And again, I'm not trying to take shots at F1, but we know that when you come here for F1,
you see nothing.
They don't even let you in the track. You actually have to stay out in the highway.
That's as close as you're going to get to a car, and right there. So
here it's just been awesome to see families coming out, seeing this, getting really up close, making really good memories. So again, if you're going to get caught up in the numbers,
totally different experience. Bottom line, yeah.
All right, so I've got to leave here at about 3 o'clock something tomorrow, kind of when you're on track. So as I kind of alluded to yesterday,
that's the last hamburger and French fry show.
This might be the last one, because I don't know if I'm going to get that done at lunch with you. You need your very special cuisine to be fast, or whatever it is that you do.
This is derailing again. Here we go.
the blood infusion and whatnot. So we'll see if we can get something done, but if not, this might be farewell from COTA. This is the awesome Sebastien Bourdais. We love him. He's not that dumb. I mean, he is French. No disputing that.
It's dumb enough to hit the wall at 227. That's about it.
But at least you went upside down and on fire.
Yeah,
like,
that was
cool. You were like, well, I can just kind of ride this out. But you know what's going to make this really look good? Fire and sparks.
Yeah.
This guy is a producer. This guy is a content creator. Cost Dale Coyne a lot of money though for that content creation. All right, are we done? Have we spun out of control?
I don't know. Yeah, you're just going on and on and on. I'm just like watching. So.
I'm waiting for you to say something negative about me, but it's not happening. So.
No, I'm a nice guy. I'm not like you. Sorry, guys. That's my nature.
If you want to believe that, yeah, we've got thumbs down going all around here. All right. I know, and they take care of you during the pit
mean,
stop.
just all around here. Like I'm out of here.
He's finally learning.